Welcome back to another episode of the Tunes and Tales podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for checking us out. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Tunes and Tales podcast. Tunes and Tales podcast is a podcast where I have guests on every week and they share specific memories that a certain song reminds them of. It's pretty cool, pretty straightforward. Let's get the formalities out the way. If you want to follow us on social media, that's Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever you call it, Facebook. It's just Tunes and Tales Pod or the Tunes and Tales Podcast. Whatever you type, you'll see it. If you're watching and you want to listen to us on the go while you're driving to work, coming home, doing chores, whatever, we're on all podcast platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. We're also on Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts, there's a 9 out of 10 chance we're there. So check us out. And lastly, if you're listening and you want to watch, we are on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you're already watching, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the community. Help support the podcast. Help us grow. I would greatly appreciate it. Lastly, if you want to send us any questions, comments, concerns, you can email us, and that's our email right below at tunesandtalespod@gmail.com. All right, let's get into it. This week on the podcast, we got Jennifer and Madison. They are the host of the You Got Movie Money podcast. I'll put all the information for the show, for their podcast below. You can go and check them out. Really good podcast. I highly recommend it. Also, their most recent episode is featuring the Tunes and Tales podcast, myself. So if you want to support me, support them, go ahead and check it out. And, let's make this work. Let's make it happen. So without further ado, again, let's welcome to the podcast, Jennifer and Madison of the You Got Movie Money podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. I'm excited. Let's do this. All right. So thanks for coming on to the podcast.
Thank you for inviting us. Yeah.
Oh, no problem. All right. So let's dive right into it. What's the story you want to share on today's episode?
You start, Madison.
Okay, I'll start. Okay, so I'm 22 now, but when I was in high school, I was in this program. It's going to sound so random, but it's a program that exists. It's like where they don't ship people, but they fly out. They fly out some young women, girls, high school girls to Chicago.
This is starting to sound.
I know it sounds sketchy, but it's not. It's not. Yeah. So you fly out to Chicago to caddy the goal is that you caddy for 3 summers. You'll be qualified to apply for a scholarship, a full ride somewhere to a
that requires a certain amount of hours worth of caddying is one of the qualifications.
I'm gonna stop you right there. You said caddying?
Yeah, like with the golf bags. Yeah, at a country club. Yeah.
All right.
And so the reason why they fly you out is because in LA, because we're year round sort of golfing, like the caddying is more professional. It's like mostly men, all that stuff. Whereas in Chicago, it's like over the summer, teenagers, high schoolers go caddy in the summer.
Well, more specifically, it's because they didn't have traditionally facilities for girl caddies. So they created this program so girls can caddy, get the hours, and qualify for the scholarship.
Yes. But yes.
Okay.
It's random. It sounds random, but we got to set the stage.
So that's the situation. So through this program, I got invited to speak at some sort of like banquet. Was it like fundraising?
I don't know.
It was some sort of banquet related to this.
One of those luncheon chicken or fish,
Yeah, at like a hotel and everything.
Oh my god.
And I was supposed to speak, so I was young. I prepared my little speech, but someone else was also scheduled to speak, like a much older alum of the program.
But wait, it was his program.
Oh,
it was his like deal.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. He was the sponsor and he was like raising money for I don't know what.
Okay.
But he had been associated with the program and invited you to come because you were kind of like a stellar,
Oh, okay.
student or
I didn't
whatever.
recall that.
Yeah, it was his thing.
Okay.
And we won't say any names because
So I don't even remember
Right.
his
I
name.
remember
Check
his
the
name.
identities.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he was actually related to somebody very prominent in the African American community. But I'm not going to say any
Oh my
names.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, so he gets up. So apparently he's a filmmaker. I'll put that in air quotes. No shade.
Quote unquote.
But also
Okay.
shade
All
kind
right.
of intended.
Because the film that he showed
Okay,
that he
so
made
did he show his film
He-
first or
somewhere along the way,
Well, yeah.
I could
Anyways,
have made it.
he first of
I'm not
all
a filmmaker.
he says this speech that just went all over the place. He talked about like you explain what he said in his speech.
Well, I only remember the thing that made
Yeah, say
us
that.
okay.
Because that's the only thing worth remembering anyway.
So he's running the program. So he's like getting the program going, who's going to be speaking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts talking about, I don't know, like she said, it was all over the place. But the thing that we remember is right in the middle of it. He starts talking about a relationship he had in high school, his high school girlfriend.
Oh no. See. Okay. Good. Keep going.
Who got pregnant as they're both, graduating, going off to do, whatever. Now imagine this is the middle of the afternoon in some, half a ballroom, kind of a mixed crowd, a lot of old, like white folks in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's black. I think I said that. He's related to that.
Mm-hmm.
His girlfriend gets pregnant and they decide that she's going to get an abortion.
Oh wow.
He's telling this. Now,
I was not.
And it has nothing to do with the event, right? I'm just
nothing to do with the event.
Not
It wasn't
really.
Planned Parenthood. It wasn't a pro-life or pro-choice fundraiser. None of that.
Yeah, he was trying to give some wisdom from his life story. I think he was just
When
trying to
he
share.
said that, we looked at each other and I was like, oh.
But it was going left to right because it was like, imagine you're sitting in the room and he's like, yeah, me and my, you never know where life will take you, right? And then you're like, yeah, right, you never know. And then he's like, and I knocked up a girl in high school.
Did he say knocked up?
No, but I'm saying, but then you're like, okay, where's this story going?
Right.
And then he's like,
Right.
but then we got an abortion. And you're like, oh, wow. And then you're like,
Well, but wait.
But then he's like, he said something like, you just never know. Your sperm is just gonna blobbity bloop, do whatever. And then you're like, wait, what?
What? But I mean, in the meantime, I didn't really finish telling my version of the story because it's kind of spoiled now. But in the middle, he's like, oh, so I went off to college and I did my thing and I come back and I see her working at, in the food court at the mall. So I'm going to go and talk to her and see how she's doing. And I'm thinking the way he was telling the story and the way he was, giving all this, you never know what will happen in life and so hopeful and bright. And I'm thinking, well, the thing is, he's going to go talk to his old high school girlfriend and find out that she never had abortion. And now he's got a son or a daughter and this person is the light of his life. No, she had the abortion.
So kind of like an irrelevant end towards the story. There's no rainbow to it.
And it's fine. I'm all for a woman's, autonomy with the body.
Right.
This is not a comment on abortion. It's a comment on the inappropriateness of the venue in which he told that story. And went on to say, you put your sperm, we're having lunch for Christ's sake. I don't want to hear about your sperm.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, I don't know.
And what it'll do or not do.
That caught me off guard. But I think the thing that was funny about it is like the whole time we were just looking at each other like,
is this like,
what is going on? But we didn't.
And I'm looking for the exits, frankly. I just don't want to be.
But I'm just like, we never asked. We didn't know anyone else at the event. So we didn't get a chance to ask anybody like, hey, that was kind of crazy, right?
Right, exactly.
So I'm curious to know what other people were thinking too.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to ask. I don't know if you guys remember, but like did you like look around and get like the feel of the room?
I looked
like,
around. I tried to like catch somebody's eye, tried to read some faces, and there was like nothing. I couldn't pick up on anything. And I'm just like, okay, are we new to this? Is this what it's all about? Is this what's appropriate among this crowd? I don't know.
I mean, my memory might be faulty, but I just remember. I feel like I remember there not being a reaction.
None. There was no reaction. Yeah. No gasp. No people looking at their neighbors. None of that. I felt like we were the only ones that were like, wait a minute. Yeah,
I felt like we were the only ones who were like confused. But
and I was trying to catch, I don't know if you remember the guy sitting next to me.
Oh.
I remember his name. But he's a comedian, a stand-up comedian. And I tried to catch his eye, and I was sitting right next to him just like this, and I couldn't even catch his eye.
You know that became material.
Yeah. Too. I was just about to say, he got some material.
That's definitely material.
But then,
so how did you... Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask, how did your speech go afterwards?
That's a really good question.
It went well, but that was crazy. I don't remember. I probably said some really uplifting things about like all the opportunities.
Oh, come on. You didn't address it at all?
Yeah,
like, that was awesome.
I was like, what would you have said?
I don't even know. I don't know
what would you have said like today? Know today? Like if the way you think about things today, what would you have said?
I probably would have tried to crack a joke before I got started or something.
Yeah, I would have went up there like, yikes.
I would have been like, oh, well, that was interesting. I'm like, oh, it's a tough act to follow. Yeah.
That is funny.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Talk about not being able to read the room.
At all. At his own event.
I think he just, what's the phrase? You go by the beat of your own drum?
Yeah, maybe. Or just...
Or while you were telling the story, I was kind of thinking maybe like it still bothers him to that day.
I mean, apparently. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, and I remember him saying, oh, I just have something on my heart that I want to share. And I'm like, well, maybe you should do that somewhere else.
Well, he had a platform, so.
Right. Definitely had a platform. He used it already.
Gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's hilarious.
It's funny because I was gonna say it's funny because when we got started, I was like, "Oh, it's a filmmaker. That's cool." Because I'm interested in filmmaking. Yeah, I have been since high school. But then when he showed his film, like I don't know if you've seen that video that's about the microaggression mosquito. Have you seen that? Okay, well, this reference it was like I don't even know. It was like a homemade type photo slide photo.
I could have
slideshow of photos.
I could have.
I
could have put together a better PowerPoint.
It was supposed to be his life story, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
All about him.
I kind of wish I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish you would. It's hard.
I wish you were there too, because we could have been like the three of us.
Yeah.
Are you seeing this? Are you hearing this?
And it's just hard to explain to people like what happened, like just how I don't know. I'm like, did I imagine this? Did this actually happen?
The thing with me is I don't live for, but like I love a good awkward moment, especially when it has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? So I can imagine just being there. I'll probably be the guy in the corner cracking up.
Well, you would have loved that moment then. If you love a good awkward moment, you would have loved that.
Yeah. It sounds amazing. That might just be me. I don't know. That might just be me. All right, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit. So you guys do a podcast.
Yes.
That's pretty much why we're collabing. You're on today to mainly talk about your podcast. So your podcast, You Got Movie Money.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You Got Movie Money.
All right. Where did the podcast come from? Whose idea was it? What's the podcast about? Let's talk.
Okay. Well, first of all, it's about our love of movies and television. Mm-hmm. And, we were talking about what we were watching all the time. When she was away at school, we'd be texting about it, we'd be calling about it. And just like felt like a very natural segue. But I must say I was not the first choice for her co-host.
Oh no, drama. Dun, dun, dun.
She had an awesome idea of a podcast to make with her brother. which I thought was a really neat idea, but he's very shy and just could not, get on the mic.
Okay.
So, so it got retooled, and I think that's okay. It turned out very well.
It
I'll
wasn't
be
the
second,
original. It wasn't the original podcast idea.
It wasn't the original. It was close.
I forgot.
What was
I remember the original. Do you want to say it because somebody might pick it up and steal your idea?
Oh, no, you can go ahead and say it.
I thought it was a really cool idea. They had started watching a lot of this old prestige TV, like The Wire.
Oh, right.
And what were some of the other things?
Well, I mean, we watched Game of Thrones, I think,
but
together.
Things that on their original run, they were way too young or maybe not even born yet to watch.
Got you. So now they're watching it.
Right. And it was called, I think you called it Bro, Have You Seen This?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, Have You Seen This? I thought that was really cute. I thought it was an awesome idea.
Yeah.
So it has evolved to You Got Movie Money, which is a takeoff on You Got McDonald's Money. I think a lot of us have heard that from our moms somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the podcast comes along.
Mm-hmm.
Is it strictly movies, or do you do TV shows, or?
Yeah, we talk about movies and television.
Yeah, like, stuff, everything we're watching on Hulu and Netflix.
And we talk about, we don't just talk about like new releases. We'll talk about like older films.
Because I really love classic films. So a lot of times I'm talking about, when I'm watching on Turner Classic Movies, one of my favorite channels. So I'm talking about The Maltese Falcon and Casablanca and, all those kind of movies.
Yeah.
So that kind of lead to what I was going to ask. You guys have the same taste or preference in movies and shows?
A little bit, and also different. Because I inherited a lot of my taste from her in terms of like liking old movies and stuff. But when it comes to TV, like I watch a lot more reality TV than she does. So
I watch none.
You're a Real World fan?
A what fan?
Real World?
Oh yeah.
Real
World?
Oh gosh, that's too Real World. You talking MTV Real World?
I love
Real World. Is that still on?
No, it's not. I like the old one.
Are they streaming the episodes anywhere to like rewatch?
No, I usually just watch them on the what's the app? I think it's whatever the one that has the MTV shows, like Wild 'N Out.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I used to watch Real World back in the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you watch America's Next Top Model?
I did not.
I watched.
Tyra Banks.
Yeah, I watched that when it dropped on Hulu. It was pretty crazy, but now it's crazy because everybody's like, "That show was so wrong." But
yeah. So most of the time we pick something we want to watch together. We might have, the idea is to talk about, from different generations, kind of, what we kind of bring to, how we see this thing. We came across one recently that we were really divergent on. We were never that divergent on any one thing that we watched.
What, Death by Temptation?
Death by Temptation that we watched for our Halloween episode.
It's like a really niche horror movie.
Okay, what is a really niche horror movie?
Oh my god!
Okay, so it has Kadeem Hardison in it, and also Radio Raheem. That's
Radio Raheem. What was that actor's name that played Radio Raheem in Do the Right Thing?
Yeah,
and I know who you're talking about. Don't know his name.
Yeah, but basically, it's about this like succubus who. What does she do? She like has sex with men and then kills them. I guess she gets.
It's like this allegory, I think, about like
the big
sins and going to the big city and the wicked city woman will bring you down, but it's
from the 90s. It was made in the 90s.
It was made from the.
It's very low budget.
A lot of buzz. Didn't you tell me it was like at a film?
It's been screened at like
a festival.
No, at like a museum.
Really?
Or a museum.
They've done like a retrospective for it somewhere prestigious. So
yes,
but yeah.
But it's never had like a what do you call it? Like a release in theaters?
No, and it's on one of the streamers right now because I came across it. I think it's on NBC's streamer, Peacock.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I think it is. So if you want to
Yeah.
check it out, so you can see what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
No,
But it was released during the 90s when like there was kind of, you know, we go in cycles in terms of, you know, black film and how popular
Mhm,
black filmmakers are. And it was
mhm,
released during that time. And, you know, I don't know if I have a false memory or not, but afterwards I thought that I had seen it in the theaters
Mhm.
because, you know, I used to hang out with our cousin Thelma, who
mhm.
goes to the movies like every weekend, and she would take me with her. And then when Madison and her brother came along, they took my spot.
Yeah.
So I think
As
I
they should.
actually
As
saw
they should.
it.
So yeah, we were pretty divided on it because I thought it was quite a feat. They had a sequence where Kadeem Hardison gets eaten up by his TV, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And it was done
All right.
so well. It was done so well
And
to
you
me.
compared
Like
it
the
to
practical
you threw
effects.
that movie.
The
So she
practical
threw that movie
effects.
into the same bucket as John Waters films.
I
Mhm.
did?
Yes, you did. You were
'Cause it's
like, oh,
camp.
John. Yeah.
It's camp.
And I'm just kind of
Campy.
like, I don't know if it's camp or just
And
bad.
low budget and everything.
Low budget. Low budget. That's the
But it's
key.
like you're like, wow, they were able to accomplish this on such a low budget. That's
Right.
amazing.
the
All right.
the director and the star. His name is James Bond the Third, I think.
And he was a cinematographer on a lot of Spike Lee
Yeah.
projects. So
So there you go. So he had definitely had the experience. You know what he was doing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has some cachet. I
Yeah.
you know what? I googled him. I really think he's in real estate now.
oh my gosh.
Hey, do what you got to do. All right. So I
Right.
want to touch on the because I gotta admit I'm not a fan. How do you guys feel about the genre of like horror?
Horror?
Like you guys, yeah. Are you guys into it? Like, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm every. I think she's gonna. I think you're gonna say you're not into it. But
No.
every Halloween, we used to have movie nights for Halloween, and I try to pick
Mhm.
something that'll like kind of scare the. You know, there was like a bejesus meter for me for the kids. Can I scare them? And
right.
they were usually they would. I don't know. You would always be like, "Gee, thanks, mom, for showing us that," because they were just like, "We didn't want to be scared." Like
Yeah, I do. I do like horror movies. I think it depends on the movie. I like obviously when Get Out came out, that was like
Mhm,
revelatory for everybody. So I
mhm,
feel like if it depends on the movie. Like I don't think I would necessarily just be like, "Oh, let me just pick out a horror movie
hmm
to watch."
yeah.
okay.
Um but
Like I'm not into
if
slashers.
yeah,
It's got
not
to be a little bit more
I think if
than a
it's
slasher
one that
film.
people kind of like like they're the known ones, I'll watch those ones. Like, is Halloween the one with Jamie Lee
Hmm
Curtis? Like I've seen that one. I've seen
Is that
like
Scream?
No, Scream
Is
is with
Scream?
Nev Campbell and
Oh, okay.
oh, I've seen
what's her name
Scream.
from
I've seen
Friends?
the first
Mhm.
Scream. I've seen
Isn't there
um
like 7 of them now?
yeah, there's a
There's
lot.
like one. I think there's more than seven because I just saw
I
something
actually
recently that they were trying to do another,
oh,
and it was kind of falling through. People dropping out, so Campbell fell out, and some
oh.
other people
Yeah, I
that
do
they had
like
lined up
those
for.
cuz they're also like funny.
Hmm
So if you
Right.
have
They got humor to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I like The Shining,
Well, did you like
The Paranormal
yeah?
Activity.
What
That
was
was
the
a good
one?
one.
Paranormal
I know I can
Activity.
respect like if you scare me in a way that's like not corny or something, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, that was fun.
or
I'm
like
like,
the
I was
See,
terrified, but that was fun.
that's my problem. I'm so easily scared. I hate it all. I absolutely hate it all.
But let
Like,
me tell
so
you
you
the one that to this day I won't
uh-huh,
watch again: The
uh-huh.
Exorcist.
Yeah,
Oh
see,
my
I
god.
refuse. I'm not
Is
doing
that
it.
the one
I'm
in the
not.
house?
That's
Oh yeah.
well in the
They're
house.
all in the house. I love the memes that it's just like people are like, oh yeah, this old creaky house that like every family has died in that's on sale. Yeah, let's move into there. Like
So two movies for me that well franchises I guess I refuse to watch after watching the first one is Insidious and
uh,
Paranormal Activities.
oh,
I just don't.
oh, maybe
I
it's
don't
Insidious
like
I've seen.
the first Paranormal Activities.
hmm
You couldn't tell me it wasn't it's not a movie. It's real.
Right.
It's clearly
It's
real.
the found footage films, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
my God.
scared me.
I legit thought somebody found like a DVD and was like, "Oh, let's just put it in movie theaters."
Right,
Like,
right.
Yeah.
it wasn't a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That
so
was
I
pretty
don't know.
scary.
But good though.
Yeah, I don't mess with them.
I was like, wow, I respect that filmmaking.
Did you like
And then
The Others?
I
That
think
was another one.
Yeah, that was a good
That
one.
was a
The
good
Others, but that was like
Yeah.
drama horror. It wasn't like jump scare
Right,
horror.
right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it depends on the
It's
flavor.
for me, I think it's just the suspense of it.
Mhm.
Like maybe I just have undiagnosed anxiety.
We all do.
Right. Because
The prescription is watch more horror.
nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't think my heart can take it. Because during the movie, the suspenseful parts, I'm like, during those times, I get so anxious.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, no.
I'll watch stuff blow up. I'm good.
So what is your favorite genre then?
Cliche. It's comedy and action.
Okay.
Just simple. Like, yeah. It's just I love I mean, there's not really any. The last good comedy, like that's just like, so when I say comedy, for me, it's just like just pure stupid, no complexity. Like it's just
Okay.
doing funny things, saying funny things, like
Uh-huh.
just at its core. Because I like stand up comedy a lot,
Mhm.
so I really enjoy like just people being able to say the taboo stuff, the stuff that will make people upset. So movies like that aren't really out anymore. The last one was the animated one by what's his name? I think it's Seth Rogen.
Animated
Hmm.
comedy.
The one with the food. The one with the food.
I have no idea what that one is.
Oh, I
It
can't
was a
remember the name, but
movie?
it's like
A movie
yeah.
with food.
So,
Seth Rogen.
yeah. Yeah.
Animated.
The only thing coming to mind is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and I know that's not what you're talking about.
Definitely not that. Is it the end?
Oh no, I know
You know
it.
what I'm talking about? With the hot dog?
Wiener Fest or something like that. Hot Dog Fest or something like that.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that's the last
I'm
one I
almost
really
ashamed
like
that I
about
know
that.
that.
Oh my god.
And then I mean just good old action movies like for a long time, Fast and Furious, like
Oh
just
yeah.
stupid stuff.
Mhm.
But now I can't even watch Fast and Furious because it's just like we're going to space now.
They're
You know what I
doing
mean?
too
Like,
much
Oh,
now.
wow.
Yeah.
yeah,
I like the
this is
first
too much.
couple, but I feel like the characters were still really strong, and
Mm.
like the
Mm,
conflicts between like all that stuff was really good.
right.
So
100%. 100%.
yeah, need like
Okay, so
yeah.
apart from horror, what do you guys enjoy genres?
Well, for me, like, um, well, rom-coms, everybody. Well, I shouldn't say that. Everybody should love a good
I
rom-com.
love a good rom
I do love a
com.
good rom-com.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Loving basketball.
Right. Yeah, we need more of
Yeah.
those. We need more of
Yeah.
those. The genre that we love to hate are the Christmas movies, especially the Christmas movie rom-coms.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, that's
I'm not a
yeah,
fan.
I you should try, watch one and then you've been there, done that.
Oh, trust
And
me,
I like
as a kid, I've been traumatized enough by my mom and Hallmark.
Oh
I'm
my
perfect.
gosh,
gosh.
Hallmark will do that to you.
I'm good.
And also, gotcha. Oh, the action and adventure movies. So I recently watched with Isaiah, my son. We watched the last Indiana Jones, and that's just good family entertainment.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I love anything that's like good family entertainment, and particularly like that old fashioned adventure. It's just good, clean fun. And when that Indy's theme song ramped up, I was like, yeah, that's it. So yeah.
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 And
And
then,
what
of
about you,
course, the
Madison?
classics. Not anything classic, but
Mhm. Yeah.
Cary Grant,
I
Katharine
like a
Hepburn,
good
Betty Davis.
like coming of age story too. Like Booksmart was really good, and Bottoms was really good. That's recent. That's a recent one. That was really good. Yeah. I feel like I've seen other ones recently, but I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I like a good coming of age narrative.
Age.
But I guess that's just
All right.
because I'm kind of coming
Coming
of
of
age.
age.
Right. You're kind of going through it right now. All right, cool. So, Madison, you said earlier that you're into filmmaking.
Hmm.
Am I correct on that?
Yes, you're
Okay,
correct.
so has this been like throughout your life? Is it a recent like? Is it? I don't want to disrespect your craft. Is it a hobby or is it something you pursue? So what is it?
Valid question. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so I decided I wanted to become a filmmaker in the 8th grade. Um,
Interesting.
I'd been going to see the movies like for a while, for a long time, just really fascinated and just swept up in it each time. And
Mhm.
in 8th grade, that was the year that Ava DuVernay was like really
Mm.
in the well, just in the press a lot,
Mm-hmm.
telling her story about being a filmmaker and with Selma and everything. And I was really a big nerd about Black history and all of that as well. So it was kind of like the perfect storm. And something just clicked in my brain where I was like, oh, there's people who like make these movies and it's a craft and there's a Black woman doing it and she looks like me because she has locks and she's from
Mhm.
this area, grew up in Inglewood, South LA. And she talked about like picking up a camera around like in her early 30s or something
Mhm.
after being a publicist in the industry. And so just also her whole story just, I don't know. I just really connected with it. So
Right.
that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to pursue film. So then in high school, I took, film elective classes. And then in college, I sort of did like liberal arts kind of studies. And I think I made a couple like video essays and things like that. Wrote some scripts, just kind of like here and there doing things, but I feel like I'm just now sort of taking it seriously and
Right.
trying
Right.
to,
Right.
you
Right.
know, be a production assistant and things like that. So I'd like to write and direct. And yeah, I'm learning. I'm in different spaces where I get to learn about different parts of the filmmaking process. So yeah, I'm working on the confidence to tell people like, yeah, I'm pursuing filmmaking. So it's funny when you're like, is it a hobby? I'm like, some and being in LA, it's like everybody wants to do
Everybody's
film. So
everybody's the
I just
writer
like,
director.
you meet someone
Yeah.
what do you do? I'm like, I work
No,
at a cafe. I'm trying to become a screenwriter.
you know
I
the
imagine you're doing the
story.
same thing.
No, the reason I just wanted to clarify is because I have a friend actually. He moved, two friends. It's funny enough on the podcast this season. One moved to Houston, like just uprooted his family, moved to Houston. He's he wants to be an actor. I have
Oh.
another friend. She's kind of going your route. She wants to be a writer, director. Same thing. She lived in Boston, went to LA. She's in
Mm-hmm.
the thick of it right now. Like
Oh wow.
I'm actually working with her on a like a project, like a voice acting project.
Oh
Oh,
So
cool.
cool.
that's kind of cool. Like never voice acted before. I'm terrible.
Yes.
But
No, that's so
I'm gonna have to pick your
cool.
brain about that. That's like my
yeah,
alter ego as a voice
Mhm.
actor.
Yeah.
no, it's pretty cool because I actually before we hopped on this, I did like a couple lines and sent it to her. But
That's
it's pretty
awesome.
cool because it's comfortable for me because there's no camera.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's the big thing for me.
Right.
It's the
Right. Right.
like absolutely not. But no, the reason I asked is because I know people who are actively pursuing it, and I anything in general that people pursued makes them happy. I'm all for it. If you come to me and say, "Hey, listen, I like mountains. I'm gonna climb mountains. I've never climbed a hill, but I'm gonna climb mountains." I'm the guy that will tell you to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, so I love to hear stuff like that. That's why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Out here trying.
Yeah. Now, Jennifer, as mom,
Mm-hmm.
clearly that industry is not, secure or guaranteed is the better word. How do you feel about her going in that direction, or supportive, a little bit of concern, completely
Well,
against it? How are you
well,
feeling?
I'm going to subvert your expectations.
There
I was in college. I was a major in writing for television, radio, and film. So
you go.
that's how I ended up in Los Angeles because I wanted
So
to
it's
be
in the
in the
genes.
industry as well. But I
Uh-huh.
got out here and I figured, yeah, it's not quite for me. And I went on and did some
Mhm.
other things.
Mhm.
I think, I'm biased, but I think that she's
Mhm.
extremely talented and that she will
Nice.
do very well. And people need to look out for her name, Madison Nayo Tyler.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
going to be a star.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm not the only one who has said it. She kind of like glossed over a lot of stuff. When she was in high school and took her first film class, she was awarded a scholarship based on her.
That was 2 classes in. That was
it
not the
doesn't
first
matter. Still, you were awarded a scholarship. She was going to private
Yeah, you
school.
didn't tell me that.
So she got a and her teacher said like just so many wonderful things about her future in filmmaking. And I mean, and based on what he saw in you, you know, that was your first kind of check basically for making films because it helped fund the rest of her high school education at that school. So, and you know, since between then and now, there have been many, you know, occasions when your talent has been reaffirmed and you tend to kind of be like, oh, I don't think do you think they really watched it? Why do you think they said that? Do you think they're just blowing smoke? People don't just blow smoke.
Okay, well,
when they see good work.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, so I'm good. Also, because I know that, you know, when you're very successful in this business, it's very lucrative. And I have been lobbying for several years just to have like a tiny house in her backyard. So the better she does, you know, in the industry, the more money she makes, the closer I get to my tiny house in retirement. And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's been really supportive. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I appreciate because I'm usually the one who's unsupportive of myself sometimes. I'll be like, oh, I should do something more stable. I could go teach.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and she's like, she's like, stay on the path. So very,
but
very
you know
fortunate.
what it is? Like, I'm pretty sure you noticed, and I'm not saying anything new, but you're one of the fortunate few that has somebody like a pillar in your corner. You know what I mean? Because oftentimes with talented people, they're the last to recognize their talent. You know what I mean? So it's good to have somebody around you that sees it before you do and keep you going. So I think that's beautiful. I really do. Sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna kind of jump to the next part of the episode now. So we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Tyler.
And I'm Madison.
And we are the hosts of You Got Movie Money. And our song is Too Close by Next.
All right, perfect. Too Close by Next. I asked every guest this, so I'm pretty sure my listeners hate it at this point. Why that song?
Oh my God, because it is cringe. The lyric, and I feel really bad that I used to bop to it in the car for ages until I started listening to the lyric.
Yeah.
Step back, you're standing kind of close. I feel a little poke coming through.
You used to sing that?
I didn't sing it. I'd just be bopping, and I was like, wait a minute. And now whenever I hear it come on, I change the station right away. It's just, I'm just like, really?
That's so funny. Yeah. It's like you know the songs you hear when you're younger, you vibe to it. You don't really know what they're saying. I have like a couple of those.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah, and this song has really kind of like had me start listening to the lyrics before I start popping to something. But it's just, oh my gosh. I mean, you got to remember, I'm about to date myself. I was 30 when this song came out.
Oh, wow.
And still going to clubs.
Oh, wow.
And they would turn that song on, and it's just like, it's not very feminist.
Yeah, a lot of the old bops are like that. That's like with the Let It Snow song. People can't.
Oh yeah.
There's a feminist remix.
Oh, they did. They made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that song is very how do I say? Assaultish.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, you know D'Angelo, right? You know his song Brown Sugar? Love that song growing up. No idea it was about cocaine. No idea it was about cocaine.
Exactly.
Ask my mom. I used to play that song so much. And she had to know, but I think she just didn't
She just
care. I don't
let
know.
it go. I mean, isn't it
Yeah.
amazing that those kind of songs get made and played? And I mean, it's just who sings the song? And the lyric is about his face is frozen. And oh man, I wish I could think of it right away.
I don't
There's
know.
another drug addict song that hit the top of the charts.
And also, if you wanna go to the next, you just watch the older cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely wild.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like the SpongeBob's, just the little one-liner they insert
The stuff
into
they get
it.
away with is awesome. But that is one of the reasons actually I like animation. They can get away with so much with just a one-liner. You know, when they're very clever and can entertain adults because we pick up on it and just and still be kid appropriate. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, but
and this is sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but this song's just too cringe.
It's very
just
cringe.
like our memory.
Like our memory. Cringe.
So I was gonna say, so I guess we can switch the movies aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top, I'm kind of putting you on the spot,
Uh-oh.
but off the top of your head, what are some movies you can look back and say like it wouldn't fly in today's? Because there's one I haven't seen it, but everybody talks about it. I think it was Revenge of the Nerds, something like that.
Oh yeah, I think anything Revenge of the Nerds, Animal House.
Oh, I haven't seen. Yeah, there's probably a lot. Oh, 16 Candles, right?
16 Candles. Breakfast at
because
Tiffany's.
They have the caricatures in it.
And it made me think of Breakfast at Tiffany's because it has that caricature that Rooney.
Yeah.
Mickey Rooney plays the Asian American.
Oh my gosh.
That's
cringe, yeah.
Any movie with blackface.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. What about Tropic Thunder?
Oh, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
honestly,
all right.
I still need to see that, but I've read a lot of commentary about it, and that's very that has like so many levels of why they did that, and it's not played for like you have to just kind of go behind
it's more
that.
complex.
It's more complex, more nuanced. That's the word.
Spike Lee has a movie too, Bamboozled, where their character is a part of the storyline that they do it for they're in Hollywood. It's like a metaphor and allegory for sort of the industry. But
I don't know if you saw the movie trailer. I wish I remember the name. There's a movie coming out about African American author. He's writing a book. And you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, American Fiction.
American Fiction.
That I want to see that one. So I saw the trailer at the movies, and I'm like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, I seen it. It was really good. It's great. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
All right, so next, Too Close, and because it was cringe
all the way,
super cringe. Because of a guy talking about abortion.
Yes. Abortion.
You know what? And I didn't even think about
Yeah. Yes.
Wait. On top of you guys eating lunch.
Can we say that? Wait a minute. Can you say that on the podcast? Erection?
Yeah.
You're going to edit that out, Jay?
No. Nah, you got it. You got it. All right. So Too Close. My next. Got it. So we're towards the end of the podcast, and to wrap it up, I like to play this game called On the Spot.
Oh Lord!
So on the spot is pretty much where I give you 3 different scenarios.
Okay.
And for each scenario, just quickly off the top of your head, give me a song that goes to that.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. Is it gonna? Do we each have to have 3, or just 3 amongst us?
Yeah. So you're my first episode where I have 2 guests at the same time. So you guys can give it different songs. If you
my
want.
gosh!
Okay.
Or if you guys want to agree on one song, I don't know how you guys would do that, but it's up to you.
All right.
Oh man.
All right. You ladies ready?
Yes.
All right. So this is On the Spot. First one. What song do you play on payday?
On payday? There's this song by what is her name? Chica? Have you heard of Chica?
I feel like I've heard the name. Not really.
There's this album called Industry Games. Ooh. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the song. But that's the song I listen to on Payday. Do you want to say your song?
On Payday. Is there a song with a lyric about being broke?
Oh my gosh. Probably a lot. Oh, mine. It's called Songs About You. It's kind of like oh, to all my haters, like, this is where I'm at now. And there's this line where she's like, I'm 22 making money, like,
oh my gosh,
I'm writing and getting paid kind of a thing. So that's the one I like, because I'm like,
It's
I'm
like
22.
a braggadocious.
I'm writing money. I'm writing, earning money on writing, because I used to like freelance write. So I was like, yes, I can relate to that.
What is the Rihanna song where she's talking about getting paid and money?
It's Bitch Better Have My Money, but by then you've already been paid. But
it's still about money.
Okay.
It's better have my money. Got it. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Just found out your podcast hit 1 million downloads.
Woohoo.
Okay. A celebratory song.
A celebratory song. Oh, let me think. See, I'm showing my age because I'm thinking, happy days are here again.
What song is it?
It's an very old song.
Okay.
It's from like the Depression.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not that old. But that's the song I'm thinking of.
I like to dance, so I would probably do like Kate Renata Intimidated with I think hers on it, because it's very like, it's kind of like house. It's like dancey. So that's probably what I would do. That's in my rotation right now. So that's what I can think of.
What's that song called?
It's called Intimidated.
Intimidated. Got
it's
it.
Really
okay,
good.
Cool.
It's good.
All right, last one. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Perfect intro to a movie. What song are you playing?
Perfect intro to a movie.
Okay, let me set the scene. So when movies open up, they 9 times out of 10 they're playing like a nice song, floating over the city or the neighborhood or whatever.
Right.
What song's playing?
Oh wow.
On the spot.
I think I would do. Okay, a movie I think has done this already, but I would do I'm Walking on Sunshine, because I'm just thinking of like a peppy character who's like, this is a rom-com.
Stuart Little played that song.
Really? I think this is like a rom-com, like she's going into her office. She's about to run into the love of her life, and it's like, I'm walking on sunshine. Wow. Yeah, that's mine.
Didn't that, I'm pretty sure there's a Disney movie with that song.
Stuart Little.
Did Daddy Daycare?
The Little Mouse?
No.
Oh yeah, Daddy Daycare did too.
I think I'm almost positive. What's the one with Lindsay Lohan and that little car? The buggy?
I don't know that one.
The little buggy. I don't know what
the car that has like a okay, whatever.
What's yours?
Well, see, now you've already set a scene in my head, so I kind of can't get away from "Isn't She Lovely?" Stevie Wonder.
That's a good one.
That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
All right, ladies. So that's on the spot, and that concludes our podcast. I want to thank you again so much for coming on. This was great.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
Before we wrap it up, anything you guys want to say to the people listening or watching?
Go listen to our podcast, You Got Movie Money, and you can also follow us on Instagram at You Got Movie Money.
We're on Spotify and iTunes.
Yes, Apple Podcast.
Perfect. And then one last thing, Madison, I'm throwing it out there. Is there anywhere you want to share your work of your films?
Not quite yet, because it's not published.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Though. I'll let you know when I got the thing to share.
All right, cool, perfect. All right, ladies. Thanks again for coming on, and I appreciate it. And until next time,
thank you so much. Thanks so much.
All right.